Welcome back to the 2022 NXL World Cup, First Champions Cup, brought to you by Bunker Kings. I'm Matty Marshall, and we're going to head into this next set. It's going to be Tampa Bay Damage. We're seeing them for the first time, and they're going to be playing Paris Camp Carnage. We're in the right to be over here and participating in this Champions Cup, and also in the set Aftermath. First 2 games for them, taking on AC Diesel. I'm Matty Marshall, stoked to have a legendary game, Carl Markowski. He's up here sitting with me. Carl, how you doing, bud?
What's up? I'm out of breath. I ran all the way over here because when he texted me, I was at the dye booth.
Carl, you just ran from the dye booth?
Yeah.
God, you still got the wheels, bud. Well, yeah, I was like, hey, you want to come up and get a game? You're like, yeah, I'll just be right over there. I'm like, I need you now. And that was maybe 45 seconds ago, and the dye booth is far away.
When Matty calls, you got to come running.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So we're about to jump into the set here. Damage, Carnage. What do you think about this one? Obviously, you probably don't know a lot about Carnage because they're new to the States, but you're very familiar with Damage because it's the same guys playing on the team for the past decade.
Absolutely, and we've had a couple interactions with Damage throughout the season. They're a solid season team, and it's definitely a statement if you can come out here and take to somebody like Damage, because you know they're going to do the same to you.
Yeah, Damage winning the second event in Texas, their first event win in about 9.5 years. Pretty awesome to see, and they're definitely still an elite team. They're a threat to win any tournament. It wouldn't surprise me if they won World Cup. This is a hometown event essentially for them. They're from Central Florida, not really from Orlando, but it's very close to where they're at.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of fans here, a lot of family. And then we're going to be dive. They did lose a body early, lost Lackey early, and now they're going to get, looks like Smith. He's going to go up to the 50, and Paris Camp Carnage has been at that 50 for a little bit already.
I think that's Holiday over in that Dorito. I think he probably, and Smith wraps around the snake side of that W and puts a couple in the Carnage player's back.
Nice job, Brian.
Staying alive, too.
Agent Smith, he's
huge.
So clean. We've been talking about players that have smooth styles. You're a player that has a very, well, you have like a violently smooth style because you are so fast, but Smith has a very smooth style. Looks very methodical out there.
Yeah.
That's why years ago we got the nickname Agent Smith, because he looked like one of the people from the Matrix out there, just like it was like he was programmed to do it.
Yeah, he's nasty. Any pro with a nickname, they've earned it for certain reasons.
Hot Carl. Hard to kill. HQK.
This field has been such a blast to play, and it's cool to see the different iterations of people trying to get wide or really trying to feed up the center. But then you could win this. I mean, that's the thing. You get in the Dorito side, you can go down Doritos and get into the 50 brick. You can go down the snake if you get in it, and you can go down and shoot 3 people in the back. Same thing with the center. You can make a killer run through. There's so many different attacks on this field. It's just a blast to play.
Well, it was like your 3-pack run through where you executed the last guy with that one. Now, talk about smooth style. That will be a replay that
I was not trying to be
plays on repeat.
I wasn't trying to be like an a-hole or anything like that. It was literally just like I was having fun, and I was using a single trigger, electric trigger.
Oh, you got a single electric trigger?
Yeah, the whole tournament.
Oh, that's awesome.
The DSR of the single trigger is so great.
Well, you don't need a double trigger to shoot because the gun does it for you.
Yeah.
You don't need a double trigger. Guys got used to it after a time. I had somebody that loved the single trigger from back in the day. But right now it looks like Tampa Bay Damage trying to finish off these last players, pushing up that D side. There goes a couple more bodies for Paris Camp Carnage. They've blown open that D side, and Holiday's getting it done.
There it is.
Again. And Holiday looking crisp out there, and Tampa Bay Damage, nice methodical point for them to go up by 1.
He was looking pretty speedy over there on that D side.
Holiday, well, so it was funny because, so I got Carl Markowski up here, notoriously the fastest man ever to play the game. Now, there was that one race where you lost to by maybe a quarter step to Mouse. It was arguable.
I don't remember.
Yeah, some people were like, well, Carl lost this race. So I'm like, dude, Carl has 2 kids. He got a big boy. He's a grown-ass man job.
Yeah.
He got a lot going on. He's not like in the gym working out. He's not doing wind sprints. That's Carl like getting off the couch and working his 10-hour days and picking his kids up, racing against a dude who's a gym rat, jacked monster.
Yeah.
Who's at peak physical perfection,
And believe me, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not trying to be proud and proclaim that I can be this like couch potato player and just come off of the couch and do whatever.
Have responsibilities, though, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just calling like I see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Am I wrong? Is this wrong?
It's not wrong.
No, it's not wrong. That's what I'm saying. So, anyway, but yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more again about the history of Carl, but jumping back into this one to give these guys their just due. San Diego Aftermath and AC Diesel, and a little bit of a bloodbath point here as both teams losing some bodies right now. I think it's like a 3-on-3 right now.
I think it is. The both players lost 2 off the break. almost mirrored up. No, Aftermath has a player in the little temple in front of the snake. The Diesel player has the juice box back behind. Both can really see each other and kind of hold each other in. We're seeing which one makes the first move into that snake.
Yeah, so 3-on-3 here in point number 1 as we throw 15 minutes on the clock. This game brought to you by Carbon, provider of the Golden Barrel, as we're going to be giving that to the MVP. I'll tell you what, man, we have just a ton of awards to give out, and money. We got prizes, barrels, whiskey, cash, all sorts of stuff given out here by a bunch of people that love paintball. We'll be talking about that the rest of today, all day tomorrow. I'll give you guys, and please support these sponsors that are doing this for these players. This is all going to the players too, so
it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's great, man.
It incentivizes violence on the field. You know what I mean? Just going down and getting dirty and just making moves, and it's great to see paintball where it is, especially just walking around. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take away, but it's paintball. World Cup is huge, dude. I'm so surprised with how many people are here, and I'm like a kid again.
Well, I'm glad to see you back. So right now, as a little bit of a longer point because it started 3-3. It looks like Aftermath now striking, getting that kill, and going to pull it down to a 3-on-2.
3-on-1 now.
Yeah, 3-on-1. Just one player left alive in the back corner bunker here for AC Diesel. AC Diesel finally stepping up that last event. It's been kind of a frustrating year for Diesel, 14th overall. And they went 15th, 13th, 11th. And then a 7th at the last event. Lost Legion only by 1 in the quarterfinals. And they beat Ironman, they beat Dynasty, they beat Revo. That's a statement right there. Lost ML Kings, but only by 1. Their plus minus even was a +7. Dude, Diesel looked great at the last event.
What is Aftermath looking like for this tournament? I mean, are they...
Aftermath beat Camp Carnage by 3 yesterday. Sorry, by 4 yesterday. So if Aftermath, they have 2 more games, right? So they just put up this first point. So if Aftermath wins this one and even loses against Damage, which is their last game,
that's gonna be a good game.
They'll still go 2-1, so they got a chance. It's Damage, Aftermath, Diesel, and Carnage. Depending on which Aftermath shows up and which Diesel shows up, that could be a pretty rough bracket because Damage is nasty, and then Carnage. I told everyone don't sleep on Carnage because I've seen them play multiple years overseas. They don't really have from what I remember being all their stars. They have Claremont, and he's a threat out there. He's like their Karl Markowski.
Where are they from?
They're from Paris.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Paris Camp Carnage. So that's the rivalry in France. You have the northern Frenchmen and the southern Frenchmen. So you have the Toulouse Tauntauns and the people from Marseille, and then that's the south of France, and then you have Paris Camp Carnage. So that's kind of the rivalry there. It's regional everywhere, right? There's regional in here in the States. It's regional over in France. It's regional in England.
Paintball's everywhere. Point number 2, looks like Damage peels off one of the Carnage players off the break, and I don't think they lost a body. Yeah,
it's we got Axel's brother on this squad. Gorecki, seen him have some good ones. Giger, he's good, but they don't have Alexander Pizan, and they don't have Jobert. Those were 2 standouts for him. Pizan, I thought, was their best player by far.
Yeah.
So, and he's not here. So that's.
He had played with the Tauntauns before, correct?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Tauntauns, and so a couple bodies, 3 bodies coming off for Paris Camp Carnage right now. Not looking good. 2 bodies are stacked in that center. Not ideal. As Tampa Bay Damage going to be running down and just executing these last players, putting a hurt on them too.
And there's point number 2.
Point number 2. So yeah, I really haven't had a chance to walk around too much because I'm just locked in this booth from dawn to dusk. But
yeah,
how's the look out there for Cup?
Dude, it looks great. It's crowded. It's fun. The atmosphere is buzzing, just with all the new products. You got Hormesis, you have Oliver Pack, you have giant boosts from Eclipse to Die.
Planet Eclipse coming out with some new guns.
Yeah, dude, players
coming out with
everywhere.
Some new guns.
Yeah. I mean, products all over the place that are coming out.
We got your new, which this is so funny. We've had multiple people talk about it. It's funny. So these guns coming out, lots like high-level, expensive stuff, and then here comes this thing that when you see it and you hear about it, how did somebody not invent this 15 years ago? How is this not already a thing?
It has taken many a time of me smashing my Phil nipple on a picnic table before I was finally, you know what? I got to figure something out. And I just, it's probably about like 4 or 5 years in the making. This particular design is the last couple years.
What's the name of it? Do we have a name yet?
It's called Tank Tool.
Tank Tool. Okay,
Tank Tool.
Cool. The H2K Tank Tool.
Yep.
So yeah, give people the rundown on it real quick.
Yeah, so pretty much essentially what it does is it degasses your tank. It also has a slot for the fill nipple that you can put it on and crank the drag off of the bottle. It has a hex-headed burst disc wrench on the bottom of it for standard wrenches, and then you also have O-ring storage and burst disc storage.
Genius. Genius. I love you,
Perfect
Carl.
for gear bag.
Yeah, way to pull it off.
Thank you.
I also want to know when the Muse came to you and gave you this insight, but we're jumping back into this next one. See if Diesel can step up. And so Diesel on the red side now. They're going to run off the break, up the center of the field to that wall.
Looks like 5-on-5 at the moment. I mean, that's the tough part too. You have to be on your shot on this field because there's so much pocket play that if you can do those quick draws and get that first initial, elimination, that much better on trying to get wide because so many people are playing up the middle.
Yeah, talk to me about this field a little bit and what you see, what's working, what's not. What do you think?
So for me, I mean, I think the snake side has been very difficult. I mean, for a lot of teams. And look at it now. There's nobody even, near the snake, really. It's so difficult because there's so many big lanes on that side from across the field, like you're seeing on the wing right now. That wing can look across the field and shoot a gap for anybody filling the snake. So it makes it really difficult. But what's nice is, up the middle is, almost a gimme for the most part with that big wedge on the left and then the wing in the middle. But if you can get wide on the Dorito side and you can shoot one or two guys in quickly, you can essentially go all the way up to that 50 brick and even onto their side relatively effortly. But I mean, that's what I've noticed and kind of how I play. So it kind of played in my favor as far as doing that.
Looks like Mark Johnson's going to be taking the walk. He got to that wedge, gets a little greedy over the top and forced to take the walk. AC Diesel still with the body at the center. Yeah, you had some really good points out there. I was glad you were getting some spins. You were making the most of them. It's just tough. It's like Oliver coming back to Dynasty, and we had him up earlier today, and he's like, I've never, ever in my career been in a situation where I have to earn playtime.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, and I can't come in and just, expect to play.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of in a similar situation. Levels been vibing. They've been doing pretty good. A third place at the beginning of the year. Look at this big execution up the center of the field for Joe Barrett, and it works out for him, and he's still alive. And then he finally gets taken out, but not before he does some damage. So Diesel trying to get Baginski out wide.
I think
Chaos.
Kim just silently snuck up to the W, and he missed the shot. Oh, he missed the shot.
Thomas Kim, tactical retreat. It's going to be the last tournament we see Thomas Kim. He's an all-star. So it is a bummer that he's going to retire, but the weather clobbered the All-Star game 2 times, so Thomas Kim wasn't able to have that moment. But I have a feeling this is not the last time we're going to see Thomas Kim, but it's going to be the last time for a little bit, which is unfortunate because he is one of the best players in the league.
How many times have people retired and come back? I don't know nothing about it.
I don't know, Carl, what do you think? You tell me, bro.
I did it twice already.
Can't stay away. It's too fun.
It is too fun, especially this, man. These fields, it feels just like street ball. It feels very much old school X ball. This field in particular, with more bunkers. But it's a blast to play. It's just it's been so enjoyable.
I'm glad you're glad because Happy Carl is a fun Carl. And it's just good to see people that still got it. I mean, you still have your speed. You still have your athleticism. There's no, look at the Dynasty guys just crushing it at 40.
Yeah.
There's no reason, if you still enjoy it and you can do it, there's no reason to not do it.
Yeah.
And then you get kids like the Lucky 15s that are like, it's our time to shine. I'm like, well, then come and take it.
Yeah.
If you think it's your time to shine, well, then come and take what you want. And if you can't take what you want, you don't deserve it.
Because there's a lot of killers in the way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of killers that you have to go through. I mean, look at our games today, right? Not that we necessarily thought that we were just going to roll through people, but we thought we had a pretty good chance. But man, it's World Cup, dude. Anybody could show up and just, put their A game on. And unfortunately for us, those teams ended up doing that.
Well, Diesel about to save this one here as Barrett came through and made it interesting, but Diesel with a couple bodies alive trying to finish this one off. You got Roberts, Dr. Roberts coming back. Ooh, but Dr. Roberts getting shot, trying to close out. Does it come down to a one-on-one here to make this one really interesting? I think it does.
Is that Horvath?
Yeah, Horvath left alive. He's had some moments for AC this year.
Old school teammate of mine.
Coming over, Avalanche, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and he was with Mutiny for years, still runs Mutiny's merch and the team, but moving over to AC, they need somebody with experience to help him out, and he's been good for them. But in a one-on-one, it's a big moment. Look at this, 8-12 to go. Both these teams would love a win right now. This is going to be a big momentum shifter. If Horvath can win this, I'd like to see who's alive in that back corner for Aftermath. But Andy Horvath, you're on your screen. He's a veteran in this game. Tense moments. A little under 8 minutes on the clock.
I like how it just comes down to a one-ball drill.
Yeah, all the work you do, and it comes down to the bedrock of this game, which is the snout shot drill, right?
Yeah.
All the hours of meetings and all the plays and game plans, and sometimes it just comes down to this.
Slowly watching.
Does the Aftermath player have any paint? Because he is not engaging at all. It's been Horvath out and snapping.
And where do you go? I mean, there's nothing. Obviously, the corner guy's kind of stuck, but with Andy, there's so many. I mean, do you move back into the wedge, or, I mean?
Well, the player for Aftermath doesn't have a lot of options. But Andy's also kind of out of offensive options, too, unless he completely commits like this. Oh, okay, he's going to completely commit. Does he get it?
He got him.
Drop in on him, and he does. Andy Horvath. Dude, was that guy's gun working in the back corner bunker? I mean, he was barely engaging. Who was that? Erickson, maybe?
His lid's open.
He might have been completely out of paint.
Well, hats off to Andy Horvath on pulling that point out, putting another point on the board for Diesel.
Yeah, we're in the pits right now with AC Diesel. There's Greg Pauly.
30 seconds.
And talking to BJ Henningberg. You know, BJ had some opportunities to go to different places, but decided to stay local.
Really?
Yeah, so let's listen in real quick.
Can I get that water? Hey, let's send everything but the middle. Lids up here, lids down.
I know, but if they're in the money, right?
Back Tampa Bay here, up by 2 on Paris Camp Carnage.
Secrets revealed. Oh, it looks like Damage makes it out to the snake corner and shoots inside. And I think he's the one who shoots the wing guy on the inside for Carnage.
And Damage is looking pretty good here. Yesterday they looked pretty solid against AC Diesel. It was a 4-2 win. And then right now, looking sort of flawless against Paris Camp Carnage, winning the breakouts, really controlled. Damage is one of those teams, Carl, as you well know. You don't want to go down a couple points to Damage. Just notorious for going up a couple points. Now they can play fast. Some people will knock Damage, and you know, Joey's like, it's a, you know, we don't play slow. We can play. I'm like, yeah, Joey, I know, but you guys will play slow if you have a lead and you're really good at it. So don't try to pretend like that's not part of strategy, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know, you're right.
They're infamously known for being a team that can hold you down and just
They smother.
you have to dig them out.
Yeah, they smother you with their ability to shoot lanes if they go up. But if you want to run them, Keith Brown, Holiday, whatever, just pick a guy out of a hat. Jacob
Sear,
Edwards,
yeah.
Bougier. You're telling me those guys don't play aggressive? Of course they do. So, but they also are veterans and they're intelligent, and so they want to go up a couple points on you, ideally like 3. And then you're just going to see the tips of barrels, edges of goggles once they get out to some crucial spots.
Yep. They're going to make slow bumps.
And look at
and then just make you pay for not stopping it.
And they're in good spots. They've made it out wide, so they've taken those risks, and they've shot some bodies, and now they're moving up on the D side. So, you know, just taking full advantage of the advantage that they created for themselves.
So you said Damage plays Aftermath after this.
That's the last game.
Last game.
Yeah.
3 games too. Isn't that weird?
Hurricane, man. What are we gonna do? Got to get a
I
tournament.
don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see any Hurricane.
Yeah. Well, people are like, we should have the tournament in Vegas in 4 weeks. I'm like, have you lost your damn mind? How do you think that's going to happen?
Right.
Did you win the $1.5 billion Powerball lottery? If so, then yeah, sure, maybe.
I did
we'll make
actually.
that happen. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go, Carl.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
How do you think the tank tools got made?
Appreciate it, man.
Those aren't
I'm
cheap.
just so happy. Sometimes good things do happen to good people.
And Damage coming
I'd like
through.
a loan, bro.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Awesome.
I'll have your people talking about people.
5.
Yeah, so Damage just looking relatively flawless out here through 3 so far. Getting off to a good start, getting that body advantage, and then just not making mistakes.
Yeah, it makes it tough. You know, with the 3 games now too, you really have to hunker down. I mean, you know, you always hear the cliche, you know, every point matters, every this, every that, every game matters. But I mean, it's literally you have 3 games and that's it.
Pizan is here. He's not on the roster though. Maybe he just got in. Maybe some Hurricane stuff.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, when I was looking at the roster I was like, oh my God, they don't have Pizan. So Pizan is here, number 21. And then
Nick Sloviak. That looked like Nick Sloviak.
Oh.
With the big beard coming through.
Damien, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Giger. Okay, so they have their pretty legit roster. Yeah, again, when I looked at the roster and I hadn't seen Pizon walking around, but with the Hurricane, people were getting in at different times. I mean, you didn't even get in until last night, right?
Yeah, late last night. So I only played 2 games.
Yeah, it's just tough, man. Everyone was it was just all hands on deck. The airlines scrambling to get people to where they needed to be. Lauren was supposed to come in 2 days ago. You know, had to fly the red eye in and work all day on 2 hours of sleep. It's just, everyone's doing all they can, you know?
Yeah. Diesel trying to go all the way to D2, actually D3, they were not able to make it. But Diesel able to shoot one body. Looks like, I think that's Kim walking off right now. I think it's 4-on-4 at the moment. Not 4-on-3.
So longer points out here so far. Yeah, both teams losing a body. Is Henningbird taking the walk for Diesel? Is Chaos going down in the center of the field, pushing the issue with AC up the center with Challenger. And looks like a body comes off from that. So still one body left alive here on the out wide for Aftermath on the Snake side. I think it's 3 bodies left alive right now for Aftermath. And also I think it's another 3-on-3 here, Carl.
Yep, another 3-on-3. When Ben ran through the middle, he got shot a lot. There are so many people. It's such small quarters when you go through the middle that there's like easily could be 3 guns that could see you past any certain point.
Yeah, it's we're seeing a lot of bonus balls out here. Another body coming off for Aftermath from that D side this time.
So we have on Diesel, we have Snake 1, we have the Wedge, and also the Tower on the Dorito side. And then for Aftermath, the Little Dorito now moving into D3. Where's the other guy on that?
Back corner bunker.
Corner, there he is. So 3-on-2 Diesel advantage, but
now
Aftermath is going up the field.
Look at on our screen here, Carl, the D side cam, and you see the Aftermath is trying to make a move here to the 50-yard line. He's able to make it in there clean. With 5 minutes left to go now, and still tied at 1 apiece. So some real long points out here between these two squads.
Yeah, long points. Beautiful weather though. It's so nice right now.
Yes, after all of the craziness and the rain, 4 or 5 inches of rain.
Yeah,
we finally get some just absolutely pristine weather. All the Floridians were saying that, they're like, as long as we can just batten the hatches down and make it through, the weekend's going to be great. Tell everyone that. I'm like, okay. And I was telling everyone that. And that's what the weather was saying. Waking up this morning, though, it did kind of look a little bit like the morning of the living dead.
Yeah, I was ready to, like, take zombies down.
Yeah, I 100%. Woke up, I'm like, well, definitely look like the zombies should be emerging from the trees in about 5 minutes. And I have none of my guns here, so this is frustrating.
Oh,
I'd have to make a few calls.
Yeah, it was cool though. I love weather. Weather's so awesome, uncontrollable.
It does make things interesting. It's a blessing. One of the blessings of paintball, though, it's tough to deal with, but it forces you to, have to, talk to your teammates and figure out what you're gonna have to do and scramble and deal with variables, and just makes you a stronger person, man. Love it.
Yeah. Find a hat won't let rain get into your goggles. So I believe it's a 2-on-2 at the moment. We have Diesel has a player in the Snake, or is it a 1-on-2? I think it's just a 1-on-2.
Yeah, there's definitely at least one body left alive for AC.
Unless there's somebody in that corner.
Which back corner bunker's hot. And there we go. Emerging here is a 2-on-2. Now it's a 1-on-2.
There, yeah.
In favor of Aftermath.
We don't have the greatest view of that Dorito corner. It's a little blocked.
Welcome to my world, Carl.
And there's just tent in the way. We're making with what we have.
And here comes the finish here for Aftermath. Is now going to be 2-1 here with 3 minutes to go. And Aftermath, it's interesting because I feel like Aftermath and Diesel are about similar in their trajectories of the careers of that team. I mean, Aftermath's been around longer, but very recently reincarnated. And then Diesel, Mark Johnson, over the past few years has been building that franchise up, and the results, Aftermath was much better than Diesel at the beginning of the year, but then Diesel's been picking it up towards the end of the year. So that's kind of the story, right? It's like, where is Aftermath going to step up right now after some rough performances?
Yeah.
And then Diesel coming off that 7th place and looking so good, beating some top teams out there. what are we going to see out of them here at World
20
Cup?
seconds.
And those questions are about to be answered. Diesel has one more game to play against Camp Carnage. And then yesterday afternoon, Diesel dropped in damage by 2. So Diesel's in a must-win situation already, just because, again, you only get those 3 games, right?
Yeah, that's tough. But Carnage does shoot off their damage's first Dorito guy. Looking like a 5-on-4 at the moment. Carnage is has Carnage favor.
Yeah, damage going heavy guns. Or sorry, Carnage going heavy guns. And it works out for him. And they're still going to double up that back center.
They like doing that.
So Clarenbeau, so that's their Carl Morkowski.
Yeah?
Yeah, Paris Camp Carnage.
What number is he?
I think it's, can't quite see from here, but he's playing the tower right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he's real fast, real athletic, likes to get after it, plays pretty aggressive. He's been with them for a while.
I like it.
I still feel like you got him in a foot race. And he definitely just lost a gunfight. There's, really conservative here for Paris Camp Carnage, as they don't really have a lead, but they're just they just lost 2, got some gunfights, not risking anything. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not really agreeing with the play call. I mean, I don't know exactly why they're not trying to go up the middle and trying to make something happen, because you're down 3-0 against one of the best teams in the world. And at this point, it's almost you got to kind of fight fire with fire and really kind of take it to them rather than sit back and try and not lose the point. I don't know. It seems the opposite of what you should be doing at this moment.
It is interesting because Paris Camp Carnage kind of play the way that they play. They're almost like a French Tampa Bay Damage. They have aggressive options and guys that can play fast, but if they go up a couple points, they play kind of counterpunch paintball sometimes, but they will throw blows at you with Clarenbeau or some different guys. Jobert's again not here. They do have Pizan, but Pizan kind of plays like a smaller version of Jacob Edwards, a little bit more mobile too. But yeah, it's just it's an interesting stylistic matchup between Paris Camp Carnage and Tampa Bay.
I mean, Tampa Bay have just, athletes and killers on that team. Cortez, they have Brazier, they have the Edwards brothers. I mean, there's just, you can't sleep on those guys. I mean, you have to go after them. You have to be able to hunker down when you need to, but you need to attack when you need to. And it's, at this moment, you just kind of got to go at them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that throw caution to the wind if you're Carnage at this point in time.
Oh, and Keith Brown.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a masterful situation control right now for Tampa Bay. It is a little shocking to me, though, that Paris Camp Carnage down as many points as they are, as we're going to get a look in the pits. Let's see what's going on here. Again, I don't speak French, but you can always read people's body language and the intensity. They kind of got some 1,000-yard stares going on already out here.
Yeah.
Let's listen in real quick. Yeah, pretty chill in the pits, man. I'd like to see a little bit more intensity. It's they still got some time. They still got another game against Diesel. A team has got in at 1 and 2 with Legion moving on. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks, Aftermath. With a 1-point lead, just under 3 minutes here, they're going to go out and play this next point with controlled aggression. They said they expect AC Diesel to push it down the middle, but their goal is to hold those outside lanes so they can control the pace of this match.
What do you think, Carl?
I think it's cool to see Lauren Kelly back.
It is great to see Lauren Kelly back. I could not agree with you more. Yes, she gives us tons of insight, and she's our little spy down there.
Yeah.
She's also kind of a producer on the show as well.
I mean, I like you and Rich, but she makes it a professional thing.
Yeah.
She makes it, she rounds the circle.
Absolutely, for sure.
You guys do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a little prettier than Lauren, but whatever, Carl, to each their own. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying who I think would win in a fist fight, but I'm going to take Lauren.
Yeah, it's great to see Lauren back. It's this cup brings out the heroes in the sport. It's good to see you back. It's good to see Oliver back. It's all the new equipment coming out, loaders, guns. The competition has been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Your tank tool. So we'll give some people some information about. But yeah, so here we go. Just a very close game right now. 1 point separates these two teams. Just 2:43 left in this match. Looks like a good old-fashioned 5-on-5 break here. I don't see anybody walk off yet. I didn't.
I have not seen anybody walk off yet. Still, everybody looks like a lot of pocket play still. AC looks like they might have the field advantage just because they're up in that wedge now, and it looks like they just shot the back center. I think that's Jason Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett taking the walk right now.
No, it's not him.
That's not Barrett. Barrett's thicker than that.
He might be the one that's in the tower, actually.
Yeah, there's
so many new faces.
And yeah, I mean, I've been here all year, but particularly a lot of new faces. That's Erickson.
Ah.
Yeah, so number 10, unless somebody else has 10. Yeah, so there's been a bit of roster roulette on Aftermath this year, coaching and player-wise. But that, welcome to the pro game, right?
Yeah.
And this is kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, the talent coming up and everything. It's good to see people coming out and seeing new faces and new teams coming and playing an event like this. And you couldn't ask for anything better. Seeing everybody come out of the woodwork.
Well, now we're down to 1:30 left.
And solid paintball too.
What's up?
Solid paintball too.
Oh, dude, the paintball has been outstanding. Well, what's crazy is talking to our commissioner, and with DMG making Sunday, I think every single pro team has made Sunday this year. All
Nice.
20 teams.
That's awesome.
That's pretty crazy.
So nobody's getting regulated.
Well, unfortunately, someone's getting relegated, and that is becoming a very interesting story that I don't have any answers on yet. It really, I mean, if New York Extreme beats Tsunami, then they maybe have a chance. So I don't know. We'll find out.
Can a European team get regulated?
No, that's different because it's the Champions Cup. Again, it's complex, but all good things in life are complex.
Right. I believe that's Challenger that's on their side of the field.
Yeah, Challenger he's had some good moves out there. As the aggressor, they're gonna have to do damage control. They're gonna try to run up and put some pain on the man. They do. Frank
Sorry.
gets punished. Frank begging for a penalty here in the closing seconds.
And they
Diesel
did.
tie it up. Did they get it in time? I don't think so.
You get a body? You get a body, John?
Multiple bodies. Okay, they are going to get it.
But they still have a body left.
Baginski's going to sneak in and hit this buzzer. He's going to wait, though. Do you want to play another point? Okay. So obviously they're going to play the 10-second point. It's going to be tied, so somebody has a chance to steal a win. So this is something we've been talking quite a bit about because it's part of the game. But
yeah.
So because of all these close games. So if you're Diesel and you come in, the question so you're looking up at the clock and you have, let's just say hypothetically 20 seconds to work with. Do you just hit it and have 20 seconds left? Or do you wait until we're under 5 and then you hit it with like 2 or 3 seconds left because they won't play that.
Right.
You can't score a point in that amount of time.
True.
So there's a couple ways to look at it. Do you want to just go right into overtime? Do you want to have a chance to try to steal a point in 15 to 20 seconds? But another way to look at it too is that if you hit that buzzer with 10 seconds left, we're for sure going to play a 10 seconds point. It's probably not going to be, it's going to be a no point.
Right.
But then everyone gets a little bit of a bigger rest.
Yeah.
So it's different ways to look at it.
I don't have an answer for that one. It's such a tough. But you know what I have seen a lot this year is people getting penalties and then at the end of a match and then running off the time to run off the penalty, and then they start the overtime point with a 5-on-5 rather than down bodies. Because I've seen that a few times. Happened to us, actually, against Dynasty.
Yeah,
in Chicago.
There's just a lot of, again, this is chess with guns, so we're not playing checkers out here playing chess, and there is a lot of the little nuance that goes into certain situations.
30 seconds.
I mean, I'm playing tag.
Tag, I love that.
Mhm.
Well, just need a couple guys that just give them a sledgehammer and just run through. Carl, and you were you were the best at that.
They do paintball so fun, man, and to see so many people enjoying it, it's makes me happy.
All right,
With all the craziness happening, it's fun to see everybody here enjoying the same thing.
Absolutely. So 10 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Probably here on our eye in the sky, it's just been all damage.
Damage risking wide on the Dorito side, but end up losing a player, and then that player also gets a penalty. Now they're down to 3 players. Carnage, I think, has 4. 4 on 3 in Carnage's favor.
So Carnage needs this one desperately here. I saw how frustrated they looked in the pits. see if they can get some wind at their back here with a point win against Damage.
I mean, this is a huge point as far as momentum for Carnage goes. I mean, I don't know how much time is left for the match, but they, just to kind of, like you said, get some wind, this is a must-win point for them if they want to. Yeah, just under 6 minutes. So, I mean, there's a decent amount of time left, but this is one where you gotta kick it into gear and make something happen.
It's so frustrating when you're in this situation. You're down by 4, and you know there's time left, so you're thinking, okay, we're fine, we're fine. Okay, you're always telling yourself you're fine no matter what's happening, right?
Not fine.
But you're not necessarily fine. Oh, Mark Johnson's coming over here to Mark Johnson. I just see Mark Johnson in the middle of the game march over here and try to find
Drozen?
Yeah, he's got to be trying to find Jason. Yeah, Mark Johnson's over here looking for something. Regardless, we got to be jumping into this one. But, okay, you're Carnage. You're thinking we're fine. But you lose this one, you go down 5-0 with whatever time you got left. You know you're right on the edge of that Mercy Rule loss. Now, we have seen some crazy games. There was a game between Houston Heat and Aftermath in the beginning of the year where Aftermath went up 5-0 with 8.5 minutes left. And that ended up being an 8-7 win for Aftermath. But it got really interesting. Heat fought all the way back after being down 5-0.
Yeah.
Made it one of the more compelling games of the year. Also, just got some input from Quinn from Iconic Paintball. Big shout out. Check out Iconic Paintball. Quinn's doing good work behind the scenes, trying to bring us compelling content. And they're going to be doing a creators thing next year. But he's saying that if NYX loses, as of this moment, if New York Extreme loses, they will be officially relegated. Ironman and DMG are 100% safe, and that's if New York Extreme loses their final game. So they have to beat, New York Extreme has to beat Tsunami in order to maintain.
Hi, Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn also let me know that you weren't there yet, so. It's like, because I was like, where's Carl? But we've been asking that about a lot of people because of the hurricane. It's like, where's this person? Where's half our crew? Where's some reps? It's the hurricane was just, let's just throw a bowling ball through everyone's travel arrangements.
Right.
But right now, yeah, story's the same. Tampa Bay is just controlling everything, doing kind of what they want. Paris Camp Carnage doesn't really have an answer. Now, they are in some good spots.
Yeah.
But Damage is just locked up, completely content to burn clock.
I mean, you got to shoot people and you got to move. You got to shoot people and you got to move. You got to figure it out. I mean, and even something like that is tough. You don't want to move sideways. You want to move forward. You want to move forward at these guys. You know, Damage has no reason at all to go anywhere.
Yeah.
They can just sit there and shoot lanes. So you have to come at them. You have to shoot people in. Otherwise, it's just, you know, they're gonna run the clock down and be happy with a win.
I mean, yeah, just bring 2-3 extra pods of paint. Just sit there and pump paint through lanes and hope that somebody runs through it. That's just Damage's MO right now because they've done all the work they need to do to win this game.
Yep.
And with Damage already winning against Diesel, they've got a decent spread here against Carnage, and Carnage hasn't put a point on the board. Now they're going to play Aftermath next, but Damage is doing everything they need to do to move on to this next round.
And looks like Carnage is just slowly getting peeled away. I mean, the elite players that aren't Damage, it's so tough to win against a team like Damage.
Yeah, Damage just, like all the good teams, I just love the metaphor because it's so true. If you've ever been in some deep water and it's not looking good for you, they just drag you into the deep water.
Keep pulling you down.
Smother you. We're in the pits right now with Damage. Let's get a little listen here, if we can.
30 seconds.
Hey, we're in X-Ball. No. They're playing a 10-second point. Okay. Yeah, Keith, Marky, Chris, Chad, Silos.
Silo's going to get a spin.
Marky Ireland in there. You see him?
That's right, yeah. Marky Ireland.
I played some 10-man stuff with him.
Well, and they got, so right there at dead center screen, so that's CJ Botsall. So check out Paintball Patrons. And a super legit paintball player too, but CJ Botsals is the reason that Tampa Bay Damage exists. There would be no CJ if it wasn't, there would be no Tampa Bay Damage if you didn't have Mr. Botsals out there. And look at how deep this roster is, man. It's getting deep.
So many guys.
Yeah, so looks like as our commish is looking at something from that last point. Lauren, what's going on down there?
Yeah, he was checking out the penalty to make sure it was a good penalty. It sounds like it was, and so AC Diesel will be starting down a body for this point.
Oh, tough break for Diesel. Down by 2, not a lot of time left on the clock. And
So wait, they're the ones who hit the buzzer, right?
That's what I'm saying. I was like confused because I didn't know why, where the penalty came. But you know, things happen out there. There's thousands of paintballs being shot in any given moment.
That Dorito side is really far away too. We can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah, but even then, like, even if sometimes I'll literally watch a replay 5 times and I'm like, you know what? I just watched it in slow-mo 5 times and I cannot tell you specifically with any certainty which way we should go with this. So Roberts is pushing down. Okay, there's the hit right there. So Roberts gets shot, bam, shot, and continues to play. And he gets a kill. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely shot in his ribs. He definitely took a couple steps and shot his gun a little bit more. And apparently I'm being told that you got to kill cross field. I mean, if you want to look up penalty in the dictionary, it's going to look like
Fine.
that.
It looks like a penalty. Are you guys happy?
I mean, do you disagree, Carl?
Kudos.
I appreciate your opinion. I mean, what do you think?
Dude, kudos on the camera angles and everything, guys. It's really cool to see those shots and see these penalties actually replay back and go, oh yeah, that did happen.
You can't really you can't lie as much as you used to.
No.
So Diesel's going to send it as there's barely any time left, and they're going to be taking a loss to Aftermath. So right now, Aftermath's sitting at 2-0. And AC Diesel, unfortunately for Diesel, going to be 0-2 and going to have to play the last game against Paris Camp Carnage to have a chance to move on. Going to be difficult to move on with just 1 win and 2 losses, but it has already happened as we are going to see Legion in on Sunday. Look at Horvath, and he's obviously very familiar with the Aftermath camp after all these years. Tampa Bay Damage just kind of curb stomping Paris Camp Carnage right now.
Yeah.
No other way to really call it. It's 5-0. Haven't been able to put a point on the board. And so they didn't have Pizon yesterday. He must have just flown in, again, with all the chaos with the weather. But that's Pizon right there. Alexander Pizon played with some top teams. In my opinion, their best player. All the other guys on the team probably getting angry at me right now for saying that, you know. It's like when I say there's Carl Markowski, the fastest player in the league, and with Dan Holiday came up before. So after we were talking about that, Dan was one of the guys that hit me up. He's like, I come from OG Speed. My pops used to show up at our track meets, smoking a cig, put a cig down, smoke us all kids in the race, finish, grab the cigarette. You know, I've just been bred in speed. He's like, I want in that. I feel like I'm one of the fastest guys in there too. I'm like, Dan, you are insanely fast, and you know, if you want to convince Mouse or Carl to race, like, I'm down to watch it.
I've retired from racing.
Yeah, you're too old for that now.
Oh no. I actually was bullied when I was a kid, and I had to learn to just run faster than the kids that picked on me. So.
Is that where the legendary Carl Markowski speed came from?
True.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bud.
I'm not trying.
But you know what doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Exactly. And eventually I was able to harness that speed and, return the favors. But yeah, don't be a bully. On the paintball field, different story.
Yeah, I was going to say, but
story.
That's what the paintball field's for.
Yeah.
You get it out, right?
Exactly. See, that's where I got mine up.
It purrs the demon on the paintball field.
Does he have a pack on? The guy crawling in the snake?
He does. He just had to shift
on the side.
It has shifted drastically to his right. Yeah, so Camp Carnage, they have a chance to get on the board here. There's 1 minute and 37 seconds left, so Damage just going to try to hang in tight here with a couple bodies left alive. Oh, losing 1, losing 2. Yeah, I think we might not see a mercy rule.
Oh, yep. Damage loses the wing. Maybe just the corner left? See, now this is, where was this, Carnage? Where was this the first, 5 points?
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, obviously, look, Carnage is coming in here and playing one of the best teams in the world. Tampa Bay Damage won a tournament this year. They have nothing but studs and veterans on that squad. So, obviously, a big ask, right?
Right.
But still, kind of got to go at them a little bit, right?
Yeah. Like I said before, you gotta go with what works, and you gotta go at Damage. It's tough though too, because it's like you go with your game plans earlier in the match, and it's obviously not working. You can't continue to do those game plans.
Yeah.
You have to kind of switch things around. And what was different that happened this time? They got into Snake, went down, and produced. So it's easy as that, Matt. Just do that.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake, dude. Piece of cake. Love it. Also, big shout out to Carbon Paintball, supporters of the Top Gun Award. Also, Bunker King is going to be putting up $500. We're also got this brand new Lux, the lyric text. It's a new app where you can use song lyrics and use them in a Giphy. So you send it out to your friends, create some memes. And yeah, so it's a TM40, and we're going to be giving this one as well to the MVP. So the MVP is getting a golden barrel. You're getting $500 from Bunker Kings. You're getting this amazing gun from Lux. And then also you have a chance to win one of these too. So if you download lyric text, that's LYRI text, and they're also going to be one of these up for grabs for all you people out there that are watching. And I think they're going to be running the promo for like 4 weeks. So you gotta, it's the best one that's used, and we'll give you more information about how they're gonna. But just download the app. We'll give you guys more information about how you can actually get a chance to win these. But only 2 of these exist. Also, we got Silver Belly Whiskey from Robbie Goldsmith, and $500 for the best defensive player of the tournament so far, which we haven't really have a definitive one. And then we got some money given out from McKinley Mosley and Associates for best move of the prelims, which I think so far is going to be going to one of the guys on the Marine Corps who helped win. If he didn't pull off this 5-pack in the Commanders Cup in the finals, then they wouldn't have won that game. And so far, unless in the next few games we see something better than a 5-pack with that pressure, and I don't know what could be better than that. I think that guy's getting the $500. And then we'll have $1,000 at stake from, again, McKinley Mosley and Associates, and they represent people and businesses and property claims against insurance companies. So if something happened with the hurricane and your insurance company isn't giving you what you feel like you deserve, those are the people to call. They will help you out.
And H2K eventually is going to be giving away $1 million for the most stylish player.
Oh, I love that.
So keep an eye out for that.
So but it's just great because these are all the people supporting. All of this is going straight to the players.
That's what's great about it.
We're not taking a cut of the $500. We're not taking a cut of 15, another $500. This is just going to the players.
Yeah.
So it's we're trying to
incentivize
greatness, man. It's really cool things are happening out here, and if you do well, there's some spoils for you to reap.
Carnage making it. Looks like I'm making it out to the snake corner. Yeah, made it. Also taking the the first bite up at the middle at the W. Or what are you guys calling it? You calling it the W?
What, the wall?
Yeah.
No, we're calling it the wall.
The wall. Okay.
It's just simple. The wall. There's a couple guys' names that rhyme with wall. So
the wall.
So Tampa Bay Damage is trying to solidify this victory here, and there's just no way that Carnage is going to be able to contend. It's just going to be all about pride and point spread right now.
Yeah.
Because Carnage does have one more game left against Diesel, and if they win that game and win big, maybe they have a chance. I don't know. We'll see. Still, next up, it's going to be Hurricanes and X Factor, and New York Extreme and Tsunami. And New York Extreme absolutely has to win that game.
Do you mind if I stay up here for that one?
Yeah.
Or are you going to kick me out?
No, I would actually like for you to stay up because then that will allow Rich Telford to go help his guys in the most important game of the year for them.
That's exactly why I said that.
So just closing moments here, the end of this one.
Yeah, I was, it's coming back and trying to do anything against damage is a tough way to go.
Yeah,
just as it's.
Of course, you're in a bad situation if you're a team that's, if you're playing damage. Period. If you're not a top level team and you're playing Tampa Bay Damage, is going to be an upset if you win.
Yeah.
That's for almost everyone in this league, in the main NXL, the teams that play against damage on a regular basis. That's how good damage is. So yeah, and just hats off to Paris Camp Carnage for making the trip over here, for being good enough over in Europe that with the way things shook out and some guys couldn't make it over, they were able to make it. I'm a big fan of Paris Camp Carnage. So coming up next, going to be X Factor, Hurricanes, New York Extreme, and Tsunami. Big importance in this one for New York Extreme. I'm Matty Marshall here with Carl Markowski on Go Sports at the World Cup. We will be back. Stick with us.